So recently, somebody messaged me on Discord. No, not Discord. They messaged me on Reddit, and I had the original Reddit message up at first, but I don't want to go looking for it. But basically, they messaged me, and it says 2023, November 17th, 27th. It turns out they messaged me like a year ago to thank me, and I didn't realize because I don't ever check my DMs on anything. But basically, he says, I want to personally thank you for the advice. I spent a whole section practicing anti-airs and went on a 15-1 streak. So now I'm back to almost being a diamond. I bet this time he's a master because he took that advice. What is the advice? The advice is to anti-air. Literally, I was like, I don't have to look at your replay to know what's going wrong, right? And it's not because I'm a genius or anything, but it's because it's the problem for most players. Literally, the amount of games I watch where people are jumping for free is crazy. Literally, all you gotta do is press crouch and heavy punch. People get so caught up. Now, Kimberly doesn't have a DP. She has a Tatsu that goes upwards, right? And it still has some error invincibility, but this is easier to do than a DP is. And still, this, I don't do this. Literally, I'm sitting here, Master 1700 LP, right? Peak 1800. Before Master started being 2K, by the way, because Master's just 2200 and stuff now. I don't know what's going on. Those boys go crazy, right? But I haven't played in a while, but I still give advice. Literally, this right here, you look at anybody under 1700, anybody under 1600, and under Master especially, they're just not doing this. They're too busy trying to be super fancy and go for the, look at me, I'm flubbing it, right? I'm flubbing it, right? They're too busy trying to get these Tatsus off these DPs, when in reality, all you need to do is hit your button. Who's someone else that's got one? Oh, Cammy, my character, right? So, there's another one. Okay. She has the back medium punch. But basically, you need to do this instead. Right? This too. This works crazy well. Right? You need to do aerials, anti-airs that are easy to do. One button. There's a reason why modern players have crazy anti-airs, and it's because they're using their modern anti-airs. You got modern anti-airs too. Get to work, basically. You don't always have to be doing this. That junk is crazy. And then on top of that, people are always going for the hard version, giving you even less frames. Literally, you just need to anti-air. You'll even catch me autopiloting and doing this because I play so many other characters that use crouching heavy. Literally, anti-airing is the piece of the game that matters. And more importantly, when I say anti-air, I mean you gotta go for it every time. Even if you're getting counter hit, munched, destroyed, you gotta go for it every single time. I recommend if your character has an air grab, you stick to the air grab though. Until people start jumping up a button. Then when they jump up buttons, let them. And now they landed their punish countered. Right? But jump up with buttons. It covers cross-ups really well. Jump back cross-up button. Covers really well. But I really want you and everyone to spend their time on the ground using deliberately placed normal anti-airs. Because generally, normal anti-airs, even though they're less reliable, they get you more damage, better Oki scenarios, but more importantly, they test your control over the game. Jumping is a natural for a lot of people. People are super scrambly, right? Jumping with an attack, if it's not a grab, because the grab's just goated, but if it's not a grab, jumping with an attack is like the default. You need to be choosing what you're doing. The sooner that you get to choosing to anti-air with stuff like that, is the sooner that you can choose whether you're doing this. I don't know why that junk is missing. It's killing me actually, though, to be honest. The sooner you can choose to do that, or jump and grab, or even you can figure out when it's time to jump back even, right? Because you start to control what button you're gonna press and when you're gonna do it. And the last thing I'm gonna leave you guys with. Fuck Charge. The last thing I'm gonna leave you guys with. No charge character. The last thing I'm gonna leave you guys with is I completely forgot the last thing. 'Cause those charge characters really got me. I hate DJ Guile anti-airs because they're really easy, Honda. Oh, the last thing I'm gonna leave you guys with is, and I edit for Nightmare too, and he be anti-airing like a god, right? That crouching to up kick is crazy good. But the last thing I'll leave you with is to press the button anyway. Even if you get hit, you want to, I'd rather see someone whiff an anti-air or get counter hit than to block. Because after you get used to landing your anti-airs like you're supposed to, then you can start to realize maybe sometimes you can't go for the DP. Maybe sometimes you need the light one, right? Maybe sometimes you just need to go for air grab. And you can actually start to get nice with it because you're choosing. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. I don't know, that don't work. And then even stuff like, that happened a lot when I was learning Manon. Just to wrap this up for real. What happened a lot is that I would just do this no matter what. And that's because, and I did that all the way to Master, just that. And I got her Master at the start of the game, right? A week in the game. And I had never been any sort of rank before, right? I was not good at Street Fighter V, right? My favorite character was Menat, and I spent all my time just losing with her, right? That's me. But I never did this thing. Even though I knew that it worked sometimes, and it worked at ranges, I never did that because this worked well enough. And that's what you need to be into. You need to be into what works well enough. Because once you have a System 1 anti-air that always goes off naturally, then you can start to make choices. Whether you get hit or not, you need to press it. If the person has like weird anti-air baits, then you always air the air them. Right? You air the air with whatever you got. I don't know. It depends on your character. On Manon, I'd press crouching heavy punch, even if they did have like a dive kick, and I just wait. I'd time it so I could hit them. You know what I mean? But like that's a story for another time. The point is, anti-airing is mad important. It's the most important piece of the game. So you go ahead and get like my boy over there. Get yourself in the Master 2 just anti-airing. Because your anti-air, they're forced to play on the ground. And if they're forced to play on the ground, now you can use your character's fun stuff. Because none of the fun stuff can be used when someone's in the air because they flip out. Anyway, I'll see you guys soon.